Welcome back to Girls Only Sports. We're back. It's been a minute.
Like it's been forever.
Look, right. I apologize. Life happens. Everybody, get your vitamin C. Take a cue, yes, from these athletes. Right. Listen, girls in sports, girls in general, women in general, just do what you can to be healthy. It has been rough out here, so I've been out ill, but we're back. Once again, I'm Candace. That's Kay. This is Girls Only Sports. We decided just to come back really quick after our mini hiatus, just to talk about the Olympics. I mean, I think it's going to be really exciting. And yes. And it happened really, really quick.
And it's going to end really, really quick. I forget how quick this tournament is.
Right. You know, I think it hits like this is because, well, at least for me, we watched the W and they're in the middle of the season and then in an instant, they're over there playing in the Olympics. And I'm like, I didn't get no build up. I needed.
Right. Y'all didn't even prepare me for this.
What's going on? And maybe it's some other parts to it, but we're just going to get into it a little bit because, our big sports are basketball and soccer. And I think we're going to have some interesting times watching the both of them. But just to start us off, please follow us on all social medias, Girls Only Sports, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Even though, they try to play us and ban our TikTok when we was really getting into it. And coincidentally,
we're trying to get our TikTok back.
Right. Coincidentally, we were talking about the U.S. Women's National Basketball Team and soccer team and got our account banned. And we weren't even spicy. They weren't trying to hear us, but they're going to hear us today. So please follow us. So right off in our full court press, we're just going to run through really quick just some of the Olympic events that, everybody should watch out for. But let me ask you first, in the Olympics, in Paris, what are some of the events that you're interested in watching?
Outside of soccer and basketball.
Right.
I love a skateboard. Love watching a skateboard. Because back in the day when I was younger, I thought I could skateboard. Didn't take off like I thought. Clearly, I can't stand on the board. Little table tennis.
Okay. They be getting it too.
I think those are the other two. Don't they?
And one not a crazy one, but an interesting one this year is that breakdancing is going to be an Olympic event. And
I was just informed of that.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to look, but it should be fun watching.
That should be very fun because what's the metric?
How do you score it?
I'm very curious about that one.
And then
I'm gonna have to definitely tune in because this is news.
Yeah, and it's that's gonna be one to look out for. But the big ones for me, obviously, are swimming, just because everybody breaks a world record every time they hop into a pool, and we got one of the GOATs. I'm not gonna wear that term out like we have been on this show. Katie Ledecky, she's in her 4th Olympics. She's in 3 events. But she's basically racing against herself at this point. She could possibly win 3 gold medals. She's already one of the most decorated, if not, I think the commentary is, could she eventually catch Michael Phelps in terms of how many gold medals he has. But Katie Ledecky is one I'll be looking out for. Simone Manuel, as always, the first African-American woman to win individual gold. She always comes through in the clutch. She came through in the clutch in the Olympic trials and is an individual event, the 50 meters. So I'm excited to see her. Track and field, obviously, for me, that's just always a thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the best in the Olympics is track and field. That's one of the best to watch.
It's the premier event, the 100 meters in the men's and women's is who is going to be the fastest in the world at this point. So to see Carrie Richardson back better, you heard her. To see how she does, she's gonna have some stiff competition from obviously that Jamaican team, which is obviously always tough. Shelly Ann Fraser, I think this is her 4th or 5th Olympics. Legend. Shericka Jackson, Kashane Thompson, Jamaica, USA, and USA Women's Track and Field is going to be crazy. Gabby Thomas in the 200 is always crazy. Gabby Thomas in the 200 meters. I'm looking to see her. But another one in track and field before I leave it. Sydney McLaughlin-Leverum. World record holder, 400 meter world record holder. She broke the world record, her own world record at the Olympic trials. She has, people say she has competition from Femke Bol from the Netherlands. So between the two of them, they ran 9 of the fastest 10 races in the 400 meter hurdle. So I'm not saying Femke is not a legit challenge, but I think we may see.
You think Sydney got it?
I think Sydney is about to do something extraordinary. I'm thinking she's going to go under 50 seconds in the 400 meter hurdles. I don't know if she's going to take up that much time, but I'm looking for her to just shut all the noise down and do something crazy on the biggest stage.
You saying it's hers to lose?
It's hers to lose, and I'm looking at her to say, coming out of this, she's going to be the star of what she's going to do on the track. That's what I'm looking for. And then lastly, Simone Biles and in gymnastics, like,
for true, yeah.
And I go all the way back, like Magnificent Seven, Dominique Dawes, Shannon Miller, all I can't do no flips. I can never do the splits. I can never. I couldn't even do a cartwheel. But to see her come back after the Olympics in Tokyo, she already has 7 gold medals, 4 of them gold. To see what she can do. The goat of all goats. But those are the ones that I'm looking at. And then, like beach volleyball, I always tune in for something like that.
They're all fun to watch. Because you be up at 3 a.m, like, why am I watching this?
Right. And it's like archery.
That's the best part. That's the best part of the Olympics. You get to see so many sports that you don't often see.
For sure.
I think that's the fun of a tournament like this.
Oh, for sure. And it should be incredibly exciting. But if you're not interested in the Olympics and things like that, I do want to shout out some documentaries that's focused on women's sports that are live and active that are really interesting. I want to do how the people do the review of the TV shows and stuff. I want to review these documentaries because some of them are really entertaining. That means we got to get into them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I gotta catch up.
Yeah, there's 4 really interesting ones. There's Dare to Dream. That's on Prime Video. It's about the Atlanta Dream and the WNBA during the bubble and how they collectively got together to oust one of their owners, not only from the WNBA, but they actually ousted her from the U.S. Senate and put together an entire political infrastructure within the bubble that helped elect 2 Democrats in Georgia. And so that's an incredible documentary. Dare to Dream, Prime Video. There's Serena in the Arena. It's the ESPN Plus. In the Arena has had a few other. I think Tom Brady has had one. Things like that. This is 8 episodes and Serena is giving you, and I've seen clips, but I'm waiting until all of them get released. She's giving you behind the scenes of how she felt. And I think people forget because, she's all retired now. She got the 2 kids. Yeah. People forget, sis was nothing to mess with. And, she's letting it all hang out. So if you want to recap the legendary career of Serena, that's on Prime Video. That's on ESPN Plus. It's 8 episodes. Another one is Sprint. It's on Netflix. It gives you a behind the scenes view of USA track and field, or track and field in general. But Sharika Jackson from Jamaica and then Sha'Carri Richardson from the United States are 2 of the focal points. So if you want to know more about these athletes, it's just not, hey, they run the 100 meters. Sprint is something you should watch out for. And it's focused on some of the men, but since the ladies and women's sports are all the rage, they got some shout outs too. And lastly is Beyond the Crest. They have a show on YouTube. It's a behind the scenes look of the USA women's national team. So you get a fresh look at Emma Hayes, the new head coach, and what's going on. I think that's really interesting too, to get access to see what this transition is going to look like. I kind of wish they would do that for the women's basketball team as well, because I feel the basketball team and the soccer team are in the same kind of space. But that's on YouTube. So these 4 documentaries, if you have any time, watch. If not, watch us. Hopefully we can do some reviews and put them up there and be like,
that'll be fun.
And break it all the way down, just to give some more insight on these women athletes. Real quick, she did that. We got to shout out a former WNBA veteran, former number 1 pick in the WNBA draft. She's now she was a assistant coach in the NBA, but she recently got a promotion. She will be the first female assistant coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Her name is Lindsey Harding, a Duke graduate. Big congratulations to her. Everybody's looking at JJ Redick like,
right.
How he parlayed his podcast into a head coaching job. We gotta parlay this into something like,
right.
How does that work? How do we get on?
Teach us the secret.
Right. Like, LeBron, we ain't from Akron, but we in Columbus.
Close enough.
Like, come on.
Close enough.
Let us host a YouTube show with the Lakers or the Sparks. Like, if that's how to get in the door.
Right.
Right. But he's filling out his team, JJ Redick is, and Coach Lindsey Harding. A lot of people think that, well, maybe it's us thinking to the future. She may be the first NBA head coach. I'm not really for sure what that movement is looking like since Becky Hammon and Teresa Weatherspoon are in the WNBA. And I actually thought a WNBA team would poach her.
Yeah, for sure. You would think, but
not yet. They're going to have to break the bank on that one. But congratulations to Lindsey Harding. You're right. Who will be the assistant coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. And now for our X's and O's segment. And it's a segment we wanted to get to because, like we said, we focus on soccer and basketball around these parts. And these 2 teams in the Olympics are going to have like an interesting road. I should say the least. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be pretty for either the soccer team nor the basketball team. We'll start off with the U.S. women's soccer team. As everybody knows, the mainstay, Alex Morgan, isn't on the team. A lot of young guns are on the team. A lot of transition. They have a new coach. They had to, I don't know what you call them. They're not friendlies. They were like exhibitions or warm-up matches.
The send-off games.
So
like their send-off matches before
they get to the Olympics, so they can, get some camaraderie and chemistry and things like that. And let's just say,
Candace wants more goals.
I want more goals.
I agree. Especially going into a tournament, you want to see it in the back of the net because that's going to be pivotal in this tournament. And like, I was going through in the list of teams out there. I'm going through like who's the key player, and they're all the forwards because I'm like it's so important. When you get to this part, like it's easy to say, like we've talked about it. Naomi Garma has to have a great tournament, but at the end of the day, every single one of them forwards also have to have a great tournament for this to work.
And you got to score. And it was something ridiculous. I don't know which team I don't know if it was probably Costa Rica, where it was something like 23 shots at the net and like no hit. And I'm like, that ain't going to cut it.
Listen, what are we doing? I think for me, especially with the U.S. national team, I think personally, my eyes are on Mallory Swanson. I think that was a huge piece that they missed going into the World Cup last year. I won't say that I think they would have won the World Cup had Mallory been there, but I think it would have been a different story with Mallory there. And I think Mallory's getting back, not even getting back, she's there in that form that she was before she got her injury. So I think she's going to play a huge role as well as Sophia Smith, Trinity Rodman, everybody on that front line. But really, I feel like Mallory is going to be the one that, if Mallory has a great tournament and Mallory is scoring the goals that we know Mal can score,
right?
Then I think the USA, they have a fighting chance. I'll say that. I think they have a fighting chance, but
yeah, I'll put a little asterisk on it. Out. Yeah, because I believe against Costa Rica, Rose Lavelle didn't play, and she's just one of those players that you need on the field. because of what she can do and creativity that she can bring in that side. And then there was a lot of convo, at least online, of seeing Jordan Shaw get some, Jayden Shaw get some action. And we really didn't see her until late in the game in one of the warm-ups. So what do you think about that?
I think here's the thing with Jayden's so young. A lot of this whole roster is so young, but I think a coach like Emma Hayes is so vocal. And I think with the lack of a tournament experience that this team has, I think that's so good. Like, she's talking to them on the field, like telling them where you need to be. This is open. Do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They need that. And I think Jayden's time will come. I think Jayden's there to play her role. I don't think Jayden is a starter. But she's the future. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, her Trinity Sophia, again, still so young. Like, I feel like we've been talking about Trinity Rodman for years. Trinity Rodman just turned 21 last year. Like,
crazy.
That's a baby.
That's
like,
crazy.
She's a baby. So it's so hard to, like, they lack a tournament experience. Like, this is a young roster. This is not a huge, like, a lot of these players are under 50 caps. Some of them are under 20 caps going into a major tournament like this. So I think there's going to be some growing pains. The young ones are dangerous. I think, back to Jayden Shaw, I think she's there to play her role. I don't think she'll get major minutes, but she can come in and she can change the trajectory of how a game's going.
For sure.
So.
For sure.
We will see. They don't have an easy group. Break
down the groups for us. I feel like, we have an episode out there where we broke down what who we thought was going to make the team, and you were probably spot on. But now that the team has been assembled, and their group and the players in that group, so give us a little more on that.
For Group B, which is what USA is in, USA, Zambia, Germany, Australia, I think it's a chaotic group. That's such a chaotic. They all are. If you really think about it, no group is really. I know I said before, like, if USA breezes through their group stage, they'll be fine. Like, they'll have a better chance during the tournament. But the group is starting to look. You just put in perspective. Barbara Banda, as Emma Hayes has stated, the most informed striker in the world football right now, and there is no truer statement. I don't think Zambia. Before, it's probably a team that you're like, oh, that's an easy win. That's not an easy win. Right. They have the best striker in the world, so not going to be easy. I do think USA, and I'm going to say Zambia. They're going to be the 1 and 2 out of that Group B. For me, Australia, I think they have the world behind them. They're the team that everybody seems to love right now. Everybody loves the Matildas. Right. But I think Sam Kerr is missing for them. I think it's hard for them to be a scoring threat. Mary Fowler is somebody you look to try and fill that role, but again, she's so young, and she had a great World Cup, but you miss Sam Kerr in a situation like this. So I don't know if they do grow. I do have them going third in the group, but I don't know. We're seeing in Germany had that hit, Lena Oberdorf taking that injury. That's so heartbreaking to see. Ugh. Yes, it is so heartbreaking to see, but they've got some veteran presence on that Germany team, so we will see. I don't know. I have no clue how that group's going to turn out now.
And one thing
I was confident.
Right. One thing the coach did say, and it's still the testament of the growth of women's sports worldwide, is that soccer is the preeminent example that the world has caught up, and that's a good thing. Meaning you have countries, you have programs that are pouring money into these teams where there is competition. Nobody know. And now, granted, you haven't talked about them yet, but there aren't necessarily that team that's going to come in and it's like, yeah, you're guaranteed a gold medal. It's like, no, there are professional players on all these teams. There are, whether they play internationally or in the NWSL, they're like you said, a player who is the best striker in the world, and if you can score a goal, like. Yeah, that's half the problem. Last time we was here, so listen, Barbara Banda's not been one to play with. So, and that's what makes the tournament exciting too. Is that you don't know who's going to win, even though we're so used to. And at one of the warm up games, it was a tribute to the 99ers, which was always great to see them come out and be celebrated. They did have their jerseys for sale. I'm gonna need to get them a real caveat. Y'all gonna have to get a Brianna Scurry's jersey. Like, y'all just put her number on the newer jersey. No. Give me the classic.
Give me that.
No. Because I was all set and ready on the website.
Oh.
I was ready to click. Finger was ready until I found out Brianna Scurry's jersey was just not available. And even the one she wore out was just not, it wasn't her old kit. So I'm like, nah, y'all not, you're not going to do her like that. Original. Yeah. Right. But to see them was always good. But from 99 until now, just the growth of it is going to be an exciting Olympic tournament. I mean, obviously the World Cup is its own thing. But it's going to be exciting. But give us on some info, or give me some info on that team that, I know the team that just looks like they're the best in the world right now.
Are you talking about that team in Group C, Spain?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm a little nervous. I will say I'm going in very confident for Spain to come away with a goal. Let's just call it what it is. I think it's their tournament to lose. I think it's Spain versus everybody at this point. I will say they opened against Japan, who they lost 4-0 in the World Cup last year. So we will see. But that also, they ended the World Cup with the trophy. So how do you that? I don't know. What's the metric there?
Maybe this is like some get back.
Yeah, exactly. I will say for Spain, for me, I have all confidence in the players. Mine is more of a coach tactical nervousness. I don't know. I've just not really been a fan of some of her choices. So I think there's so much talent. The Spain team just has so much talent. Like, you can't go wrong with who you put out there, but there's certain players that you see play well together and they're just not being utilized. It's not being utilized. So I think that will be a trouble, something that they have to work through, but it's theirs to lose.
I see, and this is going to sound weird, I see Spain the same way I see our USA women's national basketball team.
Right now?
Like the exact same description you just gave for Spain is how I feel about them.
It's like, it's not even really on the players because we have it. You have it.
You have the players. Like, you have it.
Just, but how do you utilize it?
It's how do you utilize it? And, sometimes you just be, scratching the back of your head like,
why we do that?
Why we do that? Why we make this stuff? Yeah,
we will see. It's not, and I will say, I got to give a shout out, Mark. Brazil is in that group.
For sure.
I got fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed because we just got to get out of Brazil.
Look, they're gonna make one last run. I got it on them. Like,
you got to make one last run. For
sports
my girl.
is always giving to the greats in that way. I'm thinking Brazil is gonna shock some teams. They're gonna at least get to the knockout round.
I agree, and I think Japan is not where they were at the World Cup. I will say they're missing some players from injury and things like that. So I'm maybe a little fingers crossing on it being Spain, Brazil to make it 1-2 out of that group. But also Nigeria is not one to sleep on either. So another fun one. And then last but definitely not least, we'll end with Group A. Host nation France, Canada, Colombia, New Zealand. It's such that's another, they're all hard groups, but for me, I think France have the nation behind them.
Right.
You got home field advantage there. Right. I think they make it out of the group. And then Canada, they're defending their title. They won Olympic gold in 2020. So they'll be looking to bring it home again. So I think those are going to be the two that bring it out there. But Colombia's got some young talent. Maya Ramirez, Myra Ramirez and Linda Casado. Young talent.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I love a tournament.
And this is one of the bigger ones, especially for, in the Olympic sports and things like that, in Olympic sports. With everything going on in the Olympics, like to have something where you literally, even though it leans heavily towards Spain, it's a toss-up on who actually is going to at least get to the medal rounds. You know what I mean? That's always exciting. So I'm not going to put you in... and that's what I was about to ask you. I was like, okay, well, give me your prediction. Okay, we got a Spain-USA final.
Spain-USA final.
Okay. You know what? I think that'll be good. I think that'll be good. I think that's sound like a 15 million people watching type of game. You know what I mean?
Listen, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because the world loves to hate the USA.
Right. And we get all patriotic.
And Spain's the underdog right now. Right? And we're just so patriotic. I get why they hate us.
Right. Okay. We're like, USA.
That's going to be a hard one.
Right.
That's going to be a hard one for me to choose between, because you know me.
Yeah.
I love my Spain girlies. I love my Barcelona girlies. So
right.
That's a hard game. I don't know if I even want it.
You're going to have split loyalties.
I will. I definitely will. Alexia is my second favorite after Martin, so that'll be a hard game for me to choose.
So we got Spain and you know me. I'm patriotic during the Olympics. So I'm USA all the way. But I do heart and I want this group just because of their makeup. Yeah. And I brought up the 99ers, and listen, even the demographics on the team from how the 99 team looked is a drastic change. And I'm like, I want them to be successful because we know the extra commentary that comes with it. And with any kind of change is going to be that undercurrent. You know what I mean? And I want these young ladies to come out and play really well. Because I know, I know how it felt watching Brianna Scurry be in the goal. And for a number of years, she'd be the only one on the team. To now look at our entire starting forward are all, Black Americans. And so it adds a little something that I would just want them to, at least for me, I'll say that, to perform well.
I definitely agree. You love to see it.
Because, that change, I can't say that I expected that change to happen on the USA women's national team in soccer to this degree. And again, I've been watching this since 99, and I've been USA all the way since then, so don't blame me on that regard. But it's just wow, the team just looks like this. I want them to be successful, the same as I wanted the teams to be successful in the past. I'm USA. Hope they get the goal. I don't want another documentary that I have to watch on Netflix.
Yes, and for the heart, you're right. Because I'll think back to Sophia Smith at that World Cup every day, and I'm just like, please don't let it happen again.
Please don't let it happen again. And
no penalty kicks.
Megan Rapinoe ain't missed a penalty kick in I don't know how many years. And
that was so heartbreaking. I can't even think about it.
Don't even talk. And then Alyssa Nair, she stops the ball not even a millimeter away from the goal line. Okay, we gotta win a goal.
It still breaks my heart to think about. It still breaks my heart.
We need to get back for that World Cup. We gotta win the goal.
You're right. Go USA.
USA. And now to transition a bit to the USA women's national basketball team, which obviously has had a lot of conversation over the past couple of months about who is actually going to be on the team. And we had that debate. You can watch that show of what we felt about who was going to be on the rosters. But as the rosters have been built, obviously, Diana Taurasi is going after, I believe, her 6th Olympic gold medal. This team is going after their 8th straight Olympic gold medal. You talk about dominance in a sport. That is this USA women's national basketball team. But listen, I can run down the players. Everybody knows Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Kalia Copper, Elisa Thomas, Nafisa Collier, BG. I can run it down. There's a lot. Jewel Lloyd. But this All-Star game that happened on, a Saturday. 3.3 million people tuned in. Obviously wanted to see the USA team versus Team WNBA. First off, let me shout out to the rookies. Caitlin Clark.
Shout out to the rookies.
Angel Reese.
10 assists.
Double. They do what they do. Don't matter the competition, what it is. They've proven, and I think both of them, including Angel Reese, and that's on, people who doubted her coming into the league. They both proved that, they're supposed to be here, and they're going to be most definitely on that 2028 team. But a couple of people got snubbed. One being Alicia Gray, the other one being Arike Agumbawale. So in the first half of that game, I was like, okay, we're watching a basketball game. And part of me felt like, okay, it's just the thing in women's basketball now. Hopefully I don't go off too long of a tangent. I think I've noticed the trend is that the perimeter defense, just in women's basketball in general, I think the players are too good. There's not a lockdown defender on a perimeter that you can pick to anywhere. And so nobody can guard anybody. So there's not one player who can guard Alicia Gray. There's no one player who can guard Arike. The same way that there's no one player that can guard Jackie Young or Jewel Lloyd or Kalia Copper or any of these other guards. So any one of them could have went off, switched teams, whatever. Mm-hmm. The first half, I was like, okay, this current version of the U.S. women's national basketball team, this is Asia and Stewie's team. Like, if there is a hierarchy, those two are at the top. The way you're going to win a gold medal is if you play through those two. Because what happened in that second half? And Enrique said, listen, y'all snubbed me. She had 34 points in the second half.
What you said? I look like I was left on bad and bougie.
Like
Enrique.
What is going on? Now, I know you said it was political and you took your name out. And I looking at the team's makeup, I was like, well, it's not like a collegiate team type of thing, because two Notre Dame players actually on the Olympic team, in Jewel Lloyd and Jackie Young. But I think you could have chosen Alicia Gray or Arike to be on that team. I do think Arike was a snub, but I don't think she solves ultimately the issue that the current iteration of the basketball team that they have, and it's just their perimeter defense and their fluidity on offense. I don't think that solves it by having Arike on the team, but she most definitely proved she should have been in one of those spots.
She deserved that. Deserved a spot.
She deserved it, because when they went up by 20, I was like, uh-oh, that whole breakdown that you gave of Spain, where it was like, they have the players, but it's how you use them, what lineups you're going to use, how are you going to get it to work, what is the technical aspect going to happen on the basketball court to guarantee them another gold medal, because you cannot, for this team, the basketball team, you cannot be the team that loses.
No, yeah, absolutely.
You
cannot. You can't even get a silver.
You can't even get a silver. You can't even get a silver, because people is ready to replace y'all right now. You can't get no silver.
Immediately.
Yeah, and it's like, to see them down 20, I was like, now granted, Asia sat on the bench for almost a whole third quarter. So it was like, okay, y'all was trying to iron some stuff out. But I was like, I think this Olympics, to me, will be the toughest time a USA women's basketball team, this is going to be the toughest competition that they will face in the Olympics. I know people say that's the best team they'll face in Team WNBA in the All-Star game. But I think this will be the toughest Olympics, because there are professional WNBA players on all the other teams. Canada is loaded with players. Yeah. Australia is loaded with players. Japan is always a tough out. Serbia gave them work in the World Cup last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Belgium nearly beat them. And it wasn't a qualifying tournament for USA, but it was a qualifying tournament for other teams. And Belgium almost beat them if it wasn't for a Stewie Tippie and Emma Misaman, who was a Finals MVP, is on that team. So I think they're going to. I'm a little nervous.
I think it's the time to be nervous, but also, like you said, that's just showing the world is catching up.
The world is catching up.
Y'all gonna have to earn that 8.
Y'all gonna have to earn 8. And you know what? And I'm gonna put it on them. Like, let's call it what it is. As much as everybody's wanting to paint Caitlin and Angel as the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, and rightfully so in terms of them being the ones to bring the collegiate excitement into the pros. Asia and Stewie kind of exist in that space right now. They're the 2 best players in the world. They're the 2 most decorated players in the world, or right now. They're relatively young. Asia's only 27. I believe Stewie's 29. When I tell you, after watching their warm-up game today, they played Germany. Shout out to Satu Sabli. She is back.
Satu back.
Satu is back. They cannot afford to have either one of those players off the floor.
No.
And it was...
You can't.
You cannot. And in the first half, I was like, they're not even at a point where they can afford to have Asia off the floor.
Right.
And I'm like... you should have saw me watching the game. Like I was watching it a little because I was at work, you know. I was
really watching it. She was like glancing.
I was glancing at it. A couple of the highlights that passed through on Twitter, and I kept scratching my head like they can't take her off the floor.
Yeah, it's scary.
I don't.
This isn't going to be an easy one.
It's not going to be easy, and I wish I can say it's partly the makeup. I think that part is clear. They have a lot of great players. Like they have like the top 6 scorers in the WNBA on the team. BG, Stewie, Asia, Nafrisa, Alyssa Thomas. That's 5 players already. You can't play those 5 players at the same time. You know what I mean? And then you have Sabrina, Chelsea, Jackie, Kelsey Plum, Kalia Copper, Jewel Lloyd. You can't play all those players. And then lastly, DT. You can't play all those players at the same time. They've only had this all-star game and this tune-up game against Germany. They're going to have to put in work in practice because one of the biggest things with me is just if they don't get those substitutions right and those lineups right, I think it could get ugly really quick.
It can. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. Like, it's such a quick tournament. There's so many things that come into consideration as far as making sure everybody's rested, everybody gets time. But at what point is it like, you ain't got time to rest?
Yeah, I'm like, if I'm sure Reed, right, I'm like, sorry, Becky Hammond, sorry, what's her name, Coach Brondello for the Liberty, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need it. I need this.
Asians still ain't playing, they playing 30 a game, I'm sorry. Like,
they got to.
I'm running with my greats. Like, if they got to get 30 and 10 every game, that's just going to be it. And everybody else is going to have to fill that role because we leaving here with a gold medal. And I ain't leaving here like mix and match and making sure people getting playing time. No. That ain't going to happen.
Right. Gold medal or bust.
Gold medal or bust. But just going back to a little bit what I said before, I think the evolution of players happens so quickly. Like, the guards are so much faster. They can do so much more with the basketball. I don't know. Like, even in the W, can you name a lot outside of DeJounte, a lockdown perimeter defender? You know what I mean? I would say Jackie Young, but I'm like, Ariel Atkins dropped 30 on the Aces. Kalia Copper dropped 30 on the Aces. Like, there's literally not a perimeter defender. Like, we know nobody's going to be able to guard Asian Stewie except for Asian Stewie. But it's like nobody can guard either of them. There was a point guard on Germany's team that was giving them work because they were just so much quicker. And I'm like, I'm nervous. I'm still gold medal. You know, they got the best players in the world. They have the best player in the world. But I'm a little nervous. How the team, I think this is a great transition team into 2028. Because I'm kind of excited to see Caitlin, Juju Watkins, Angel Reese, Stewie, and Asia starting lineup.
Ooh, that's gonna be dangerous. Don't even put that in my head. That's too dangerous to think about right now. Like, I'm not ready.
That's my starting five.
I'm glad I got 4. I'm glad I got 4 more years to prepare for that. I need time to mentally prepare for that.
Listen, that's my starting 5. Ain't nobody touching them.
Oof.
I'm telling you, dangerous. We dropping 100. That's my starting 5 right there. Every game, we ain't playing no business. But until we get there, I think with the world catching up how it has in soccer, if people want to tune into some really good basketball and actually see the talent that there is in the W, is to watch the U.S. women, to watch the USA, to watch the basketball, the women's basketball, because like I said, there's WNBA players on all these other international teams. And I think the USA women are going to have their work cut out for them. So it allows you to see how great these players are. But yeah, I'm a little nervous for the final. I don't know if they're in the same group, but I hope Belgium. I think Belgium's in USA's group. I got to see who I have the USA in the final most definitely. But I will go out on a limb here, and I'll take the Heat.
Yeah, Belgium's in the same group.
In the same group. I will take the Heat. Yeah. I think USA is going to win the gold. But for sake of what we do here, I'm going to say they may take one loss.
I think they take a loss.
In the group stage.
I think they take a loss and they realize they're never losing again.
Right. Now, if they start blowing these teams out by 30 points, I'm going to come back and edit this and take that part out.
It's gonna be too late. The world already seen it.
Right. But they got me a little nervous. Not because of their play. It's just how much better the rest of the world is, and also just the construction of the team. I think they would have had to do a redeem team type of deal where they actually just. I'm gonna pick role players to be on this team. I'm gonna pick a spot up shooter when instead of just saying no, I'm going out, which I think Cheryl Reeves did. They went out and got 12 less players in the league and say, this is our team. But now you have to make all of these pieces fit to their, again, I know I sound like a broken record to their benefit. You have the two best in Stewie and Asia, but those two are going to have to put in some work. But no doubt, I think they'll win. I think they'll win an eighth straight gold medal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go against you. I don't think they lose one. I don't think they lose.
You don't think they'll lose? You think that nearly 20-point loss at the All-Star game was enough?
Yeah, I think that was enough for them to be like, all right. That was we just playing, y'all.
And part of me thinks that like the Aces, the Liberty, the Mercury, all them teams is about to blow Dallas out when they get back because they was embarrassed.
Right. Oh, I'm mad.
Like, Enrique, not you dropping this on us. Like, wait till we get back into the W. Like, no.
Right, like, why are you doing all that? You not doing that on other Dallas teams. Oh. No, she is. Let me not. I'm just playing. Because I'm not going to play Enrique face. Enrique been showing out.
Yeah.
She been putting that team on her back. So.
Yeah. She had, and
that was every night for her.
This is the second time Enrique's done this. Like, you remember she won Team USA, the Team All WNBA won in 2021. Mm-hmm. And Enrique was the All-Star Game MVP in that game too. So she has something to prove against USA basketball. Yeah. They won't put her on the team. So, but I thought she would have been perfect for 3-on-3.
She would have.
I think she would have been perfect for 3-on-3.
She would have. Listen, there's a lot. There's a lot to say about it. But...
I wish we need to go on some of these people's DMs and ask them, like, give us the politics.
Tell us the real story.
Like, stop talking around it. We want the real story about what goes into USA basketball, because it's just everybody says politics and then they just leave it at that.
Yeah,
I think the only person that got real with it was Candace Parker, who was just like, yeah, Gino didn't like me and I went to Tennessee. But like outside of that, and I said what I said. But like outside of that, nobody's giving us the real. We need let's tag this video. Let us know what's the real deal. Let us know. But stay tuned with us. We're gonna follow we're gonna most definitely follow the soccer team and the basketball team. We'll have some updates on everything else that's going on and get you some commentary out there. But please stay tuned with us. We'll have some more interviews. Please check out our interview we did with Columbus Fury and Grand Rapids Rise. We have those. We have that interview out. Shout out to them. It was a really good interview. And it looks like the Pro Volleyball League got some movements. They're like, some of the players is going to be all new on all these different teams.
Yes, it's very different.
Oh, we're going to have to bring Audrey and Chris and Mac back to give us the lowdown of what's going on. Yeah, we're going to need another breakdown soon. But please stay with us. Girls Only Sports. Again, follow us on all social medias, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Girls Only Sports. I'm Candace. That's Kay. Please check us out next time.